Sea stacks in the mist rise from the Pacific and grace the north coast of Oregon, producing some of the most sublime sights in North America. A sea stack is a structure of rock in the form of a pillar which has been separated by the activity of water and time from a cliff-lined shore. It is surrounded by water as a result of time and the progression of natural processes that rearrange things on the planet. They catch your eye right off. But there are details on the beach which are much more captivating. When you walk on the beach, don't let the big things distract you completely. At your feet are things you might pass by and you would miss. Beauty isn't always big. Some may be tempted to designate these as coincidental and as such irrelevant. Stop and look at them. It's a spiritual thing I'm suggesting. In the placement of stones on the beach, seaweed, and bits and pieces thrown together into the sand that is continually being renewed, I see the endless reorganization that the universe goes through in order to keep on keeping on as a life-giving proposition. There is meaning and purpose in it. I see myself within the confines of this great process. I see myself connected to the whole. Certainly the status quo, which is the condition existing at the present, will not be the status quo tomorrow. How many want to keep what they have? How many can keep it? What do you have that you will not lose? Fundamentally, you can't keep your life because death is always at the door. The corporate religion is contrived to relieve you of this fear while all those you love die around you. We spend our time dismissing death, thinking it is an end. Reality requires, in part, that we die. There is another part. It transforms that proposition. It's the part of the seagull eating bits of crab. The seagull goes on to raise a family, to defecate, and from it a berry grows which some creature eats, resulting in a generation of creatures sustained in the ongoing flux of life. It comes down to not just life, it's life and death and life and death and life and death and life and death, and we are all part of it. The idea that life can cease is contradictory to the gospel of the beach and tide. Will you believe your eyes? Yes, life requires death. That's what the ocean teaches. It teaches also that death is just a part of a process that has no end. In the interim, we live. The second morning at Manzanita, the ocean continues rolling, dark slate, green, ever rolling into shore. The sound is soft but continuous. I'm thinking of death and beginning life again. I'm thinking of the woman asleep inside, who made me fall in love in my old age. From outside accounts, we are random patterns brought to be by the confluences of time and events to this particular moment, this morning in Manzanita. I would take her to have and hold until matter and consciousness are one, when our atoms mingle again in the dust to reassemble. Today we have the time. We are part of the process. Embedded temporarily in days, hours, and years, we've found a shelter in each other. The days may be cold, but the shelter remains, and we are warm because we have set a fire burning. Her voice makes me alive. Her fingers in my hair clutch my face against her breasts. She murmurs, "I don't want you to leave." I feel the heaving of her chest. It is the tide of my life. Tears seep from my eyes. My cheek is wet. I have always refused to cry, but I have never felt so good. Never.